A waste is considered hazardous if it has one or more of the following characteristics, which is ignitability, corrosivity, toxicity, reactivity, and infectious. So those are the characteristics of scheduled waste. So the first one is ignitability. So this is the sign. Okay, it can be easily create fire under certain condition, and also spontaneously combustible. Okay, so the code is SW322. The next characteristic is scheduled waste corrosivity. So this is the sign. Okay, corrosive chemicals, and then if the waste that are very acidic or very alkaline. Okay, so the pH less than 2 or more than 11.5. That is corrosive. Okay, this is again the sign, and the code is SW206. Next characteristic is reactive. Okay, so this is the sign of reactive characteristics. Okay, the code is SW104. Toxicity. This is the sign. The waste or its extract has any of the contaminant listed in table 1 and table 2. Okay, toxicity, again this is the sign, and the code is SW204. Infectious or pathogenic, this is the sign. Normally involve clinical waste. For example, infectious or pathogenic, the code is SW404. Anything related with syringe, swabs, or human tissues, and the typical source coming from hospitals and clinics. So how to identify and classify scheduled waste? So this is responsible of the waste generator to classify the scheduled waste generated. Okay, so scheduled waste can be classified by obtaining those information on how the waste is generated, the raw material used, the source of the waste, it has hazardous characteristic in the related process, and also based on physical and chemical composition of the waste, and lastly depends on the material safety data sheet, okay, MSDS, of the raw materials used. So by having those information, so the waste generator can classify SW under which category. The waste generator can use this information, okay, to classify in specific SW code. Scheduled waste can be grouped into 5 major groups. Okay, scheduled waste 1 involve metal and metal bearing waste. Okay, all the e-waste under SW code number 1. SW2 involve waste containing principally inorganic constituent. SW3 waste containing principally organic constituent. SW4 waste which may contain either organic or inorganic. And SW5 contain other waste. Okay, so altogether scheduled waste, the code ada 77 types. So the list of scheduled waste can be described in the first schedule, based on the names of materials, chemicals, or waste, and also described based on metals, elements, compound, or constituent present in the waste, type of the processes, usage and application, contamination, and also activity. For example, scheduled waste described okay, based on the name of materials, SW101. So kalau start dengan 1 ni basically involve metals. Okay, so and then number 2, sludge containing several metals, SW4 or 5, depends on the type of processes, and then usage of an application, contamination and activity. So basic properties of scheduled waste depends on the appearance, smells, release any vapor. Okay, depends on the phase, either solid, liquid or gas, presence of oil and grease, based on the color, and also wet and dry conditions. Okay, this is also some of the example of scheduled waste. Okay, the code and the description and the example. Okay, this is under code 2. This is under code 3. Okay, waste containing principally organic constituent. And this is under code 4, either inorganic or organic. And lastly, 5, code under 5, other waste. Example, residue from treatment or recovery of scheduled waste. And then for regulation, for scheduled waste is under regulation 2005. The objective, to ensure proper management of scheduled waste, to prevent pollution of scheduled waste to the environment, and to monitor the movement of scheduled waste. Okay. Okay, the first regulation is regulation 2, which is the interpretation. So under regulation number 2, it listed the meaning of scheduled waste. What is waste generator? Okay, waste generator means any person who generate the scheduled waste. What is the meaning of contractor? Okay, contractor means any person licensed by the Director General, okay, to transport the scheduled waste. Okay, and then the meaning of prescribed premise means premise that is prescribed by the environmental quality scheduled waste treatment and disposal facilities. And lastly, on-site treatment facility means any facility other than a scheduled waste incinerator or land treatment facility located on waste generator site and that is used to deal with scheduled waste produced on that site. Well, regulation number 3 is the notification. Okay, regulation number 4 for disposal of scheduled waste. Okay, so scheduled waste shall be disposed at prescribed premise. Okay, regulation number 5 about treatment of scheduled waste. Only can be treated by prescribed premise only. Regulation number 6 about recovery of scheduled waste. Okay, where the recovery of materials or product shall be done at prescribed premise. Regulation number 7 about recovery of application of special waste. Okay, where the scheduled waste to be excluded from being treated, recovered and or disposed at prescribed premise shall obtain approval for special management. Okay. For regulation number 8 about responsibility of waste generator. So waste generator responsible for the storage, the treatment, and also should recover in a proper manner. The scheduled waste shall be delivered and received safely at prescribed premise for another treatment, disposal or recovery. And the responsibility of waste generator, scheduled waste shall be packed, labeled and transported in accordance with prescribed guidelines. That is the regulation number 8, okay, about the responsibility of the waste generator. And then regulation number 9 about storage of scheduled waste. Okay, so the scheduled waste should be stored in appropriate container. Okay, so there are certain container for certain scheduled waste. Okay, this is example of a container. Different scheduled waste need different container. Okay, so we have IBC tank, okay, drum, and then also bags. Regulation number 9 about storage of scheduled waste. Okay, should have guidelines for packaging, labeling, and also storage of scheduled waste. Okay, should follow this one. And then regulation number 10 about labeling. So after you store the scheduled waste at a proper container, so you need to label the scheduled waste. Okay, the container shall be labeled clearly as specified in third schedule and marked with scheduled waste codes. Okay, so certain scheduled waste has different codes. Okay, again, regulation number 10 is about labeling. So you should paste this label on the container. Okay, so the code must be printed on the label. Okay, and then the name of the waste, the date it has been created. Okay, the name of the pengeluar tu, nama dia, alamat dia, and also number telefon. So semua ni kena letak dekat labeling. Regulation 11 is about inventory of scheduled waste. So inventory can be done through electronic scheduled waste information system, ESWIS. Okay, so this is the inventory. So you should list all the information. This is the example of inventory. Regulation 12 involves the information to be provided. Okay, regulation number 12, and then regulation number 13 is about transport of scheduled waste. Regulation 14 is about spill or accidental discharge. And also regulation 15 about conduct training, and regulation 16 about compound.